Hey, what's up, my Aries friends? This is your monthly forecast for the month of September 2016. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you guys that this is a general reading, a general horoscope for those born under the sun, moon, or rising/ascendant sign in the sign of Aries. But don't forget, you have a whole entire chart to look at when it comes to astrology, your life happenings, your life events, and your personality. If you want to take a look at what your chart looks like, I have posted a link to a website in the description box to where you can check that out. And if you do not understand your birth chart, I would be happy to give you a reading to interpret it for you, or a reading for any type of subject that you're curious about as far as upcoming life events. Or if you're just in need of a reading for any other reason, like you're curious about a romance, a relationship that you're in or that you're trying to have. If you're curious about career, you want to know what's ahead for you, or what is your destiny as far as your life purpose and your place in this world. I can definitely look at your chart and interpret it for you and let you know those things. So schedule a reading with me. I posted a link in the description box to where you can order a reading from me. Now on to your general September forecast, Aries. I know Aries, you guys are pretty active daredevil people, so you don't mind seeing me dangling off of a tree. But anyway, this month in September, Aries, this is really huge for you guys in regards to several areas of life, mainly relationships. Relationships and work, and your physical and mental and emotional well-being are your main focuses. Now, let me break down the planetary energy for the month of September and explain to you why this is. So for most of the month, we have the Sun and Mercury hanging out in the sign of Virgo, which is your sixth house. It rules your work environment. It rules the work duties that you do. It rules your health, how you take care of yourself. That's because it rules daily routines, the things that you do on a daily basis, repetitively, religiously, in order to better and enhance your life. So if you're not a working Aries, this can also mean just taking care of yourself in general. With the Sun there, the Sun is like a big spotlight. So whatever area it travels through, whatever sign it travels through for you, this is where it makes you see things a lot clearer. So for you, this can be with work. This can mean that the spotlight may be on you in the work environment. Like you may be given a lot more duties, keeping a lot more busier. You may have people look at you in a more positive way in the workplace. Or if you have been actually, not really doing so great with your work duties, the spotlight's going to be on you as well. So I can't leave out the real, okay? I'll give you the real, the good and the bad. So just whatever you're doing in the workplace, the spotlight will be on you, Aries. Just know that. The Sun will also show you the areas of your life where you need to take care of yourself a little better as far as your health. Maybe you have been slacking as far as going to the gym and things like that. Although I doubt it, because the Mars, which I'll speak about a little later, it has been in Sagittarius in your fifth house, which is a very active house. So maybe hitting the gym a little bit better, a new routine with that. Or maybe this is the time where you need to make those doctor's visits. Maybe you may have a health issue come up this month, Aries, just being honest, because the Sun and the other planetary activity that's going on is just pointing out to you, you need to take care of yourself. You haven't been doing that so well. Or maybe there's not any issues. It's just that you are putting more of an emphasis on health either way. So health is a big focus for you this month, Aries. Mercury is retrograde this month, almost the whole entire month. Pretty much, yeah, the whole month. It's retrograde and in shadow the whole month of September. This is in your sixth house of work and health. So as far as health, maybe an issue can be brought back to you that was something that was an issue for you in the past with your health. Maybe you ignored a health issue. Now it's being brought right back to your face, Aries, to address and to take care of. This can be the same thing with work, especially being in the sign of Virgo. The sign of Virgo is all about the details, and it's all about perfection. It's all about doing things and not skipping anything. It's really, really detailed, right? So when it comes to work, it's like it can be nitpicky, it can be particular, it can be, I hate using the word, but I guess anal. That's the energy of Virgo. And if you have made any mistakes in your work, they're going to be brought back to you this month, Aries. I can almost guarantee that. They will be brought back to you to look at. With Mercury being retrograde and Mercury ruling communication and the way that you type or text or email or speak on the phone or in person, anything, any method of communication you use. With it going backwards this month, that's the way that it can cause your communication to go a little backwards and to kind of be missing some details, missing some information. And that can kind of really irk you, like really get to you or get to other people about you if you're missing this information, or other people's missing information can get to you, because Virgo energy is really, really nitpicky about details missing. So that's just a warning for you this month as far as work. Things may be a little bit more difficult, but what you have to do during Mercury retrograde is just really take extra time. Take extra time to communicate. Really watch before you send those emails when you're working, Aries. I cannot stress that enough to you. You want to avoid confrontation, although you guys are usually not afraid of it. If you want to avoid issues in the workplace, okay, reread your emails. Make sure all the to and the CC and the BCC lines are to the right people. Make sure the customer is not on copy if they're not meant to be, if it's meant to be internal. Go over all of that stuff seriously, like before you send it out. Before you send text messages to your friends, make sure that you are sending it to the right people. Just all those things are precautionary actions you need to take with Mercury being retrograde. But yeah, in your 6th house, definitely has to do with work and health. Mercury will go direct on the 22nd of September, but it's still going to be in shadow period up until like the first week or 2 of October. So shadow period is when it's going direct again, but it's still not quite out of its retrograde sleep, its retrograde fog. Things are still a little bit, like not clear when Mercury's in shadow period. So when people say, oh, Mercury retrograde ends on the 22nd, goes direct, hooray, it's not over yet, Aries. So just keep that in mind, okay? So all through this month, be very careful with mercurial matters. So the energy is going to start shifting into Libra. That's because Venus is already there at the beginning of the month. And Jupiter moves into Libra on the 9th of September. Now this is huge, huge for my Aries people, because Libra is your opposite sign. And whatever your opposite sign is, that rules relationships. So let me get a little bit comfortable here, okay? Hopefully I don't fall out of this tree in front of y'all. But my Aries people, if you are single and you're looking for a relationship, September is going to be your month. Actually, this whole year, from this September until the fall of next year in 2017, is huge for you guys when it comes to relationships. Venus, there this month, along with Jupiter, is really, really lucky for you guys. Venus is the planet of love and relationships, relating one-on-one to other people, and the planet of enjoyment, planet of the 5 senses being pleased. So with it being in your house of relationships, ooh-wee, I'm telling you, you're going to be wearing Venus energy, and people are going to be trying to set you up with somebody. People are going to be attracted to you even more. You're going to be even more like scoping people out, like, ooh, who's that fly guy or fly girl over there? Like, hey, like I'm a little bit more open to that right now. That's the feeling of Venus in the 7th house. If you're not looking for relationships, Venus in the 7th house, what can you do with that energy? Well, you can still make a lot of great contacts with people. You can still, if you're looking for business partnerships with people, Venus in the 7th is a great time, especially if they are female or feminine, or you are in a feminine-based business, Venus-based business, okay? Venus-based businesses can also include like food service and things like that. It doesn't always have to be like makeup and beauty and girly stuff if you're not into that. It can mean food service, art, any of those things. This is a great time to network with people, create some new contacts in that field. So Venus will be in Libra in your 7th house until the 23rd of September. Now on the 22nd of September, the sun enters the sign of Libra. So the sun in Libra in your 7th house, this is a time where the spotlight is even more on you. So even though Venus is going to leave on the 23rd, the sun enters the 22nd. It's going to be there through the middle or end of October. So you'll still have some energy there to give you a boost as far as relationships. The spotlight is going to be in that area. So even more energy to go out and seek new love if that's what you're looking for. Or once again, business partnerships. Some even more lucky energy for you on the 26th is the sun comes in conjunction with Jupiter in your 7th house. So around the 26th is an excellent time to manifest some really, really good relationships with people. Now, the seventh house is kind of more of a casual dating, not like the fifth house is like romance, just going on dates. The seventh house is really one-on-one conversational type of relationships, getting to know someone on a personal level, one-on-one, but it is a little bit still more kind of superficial. It's like meeting all kinds of people, maybe establishing some dates and flirting and stuff, maybe getting to know someone in one solid relationship, beginning a new committed relationship with someone. But once the energy starts moving into your eighth house, which is Scorpio, where Venus is going to move on the 23rd, that is the opportunity to really dive deep into a relationship, really dive deep into getting to know someone, really opening up to someone and letting your guard down, knocking down those walls that you may have had up with guarding your true self. When Venus goes into the eighth house in Scorpio, that all goes out the window, Aries. So relationships are super big this month. If you are not into relationships, Venus going into your eighth house can increase finances that you earn with another person, whether that be a partner in life, like a relationship, a marriage, or it be a business partnership. Going into a joint financial venture can definitely happen with all that seventh house Libra energy, and then with the Scorpio energy that's joining forces to really increase the financials of a business, the revenue of a business. So that's still good news for my Aries people if you're not into relationships. So even more relationship news for you. On the 18th, Venus, when it's still in Libra, is going to make an opposition to Uranus in your sign. Okay. What can happen here is a few things. Now, Uranus, the energy of Uranus or Uranus, whatever, is very independent. It's very outside the box. It doesn't really like to follow the crowds, the norm, the stereotypical. It's really like you're going through a time of your life while Uranus has been in your sign, which has been for several years, and will continue to be for a couple more years. This is giving you more freedom, more independence, more breakthroughs that happen in your life that are kind of shocking. You may be more of a shocking person than you have been before, where you're just doing things that you just feel like doing and doing them randomly out of the blue, maybe to purposely shock people, or maybe not, maybe just because you feel like it. You just do what you feel and you do what you like, just like the dog pound. With that going on for you, Aries, and Venus in your opposite sign, Venus in Libra, which is a people pleaser, which is caring about what other people think and how other people feel, there's an opposition there. There's a tug of war there. There's like, I really want to just be myself and be free. But then there's this energy calling me towards being a person that someone else wants me to be, okay, which is Venus energy. And it can be kind of conflicting. Maybe you meet someone and you really, really like them, but yet you still want your freedom, okay? Or it can be Venus in opposition to Uranus. This can bring an all of a sudden breakthrough in a relationship that's established already, or a relationship that is just like brand new, like all of a sudden you meet somebody around the 18th. Okay, you may just like be, hey, I'm a free Aries, I'm so single, I'm single to mingle, hey, what's up, I'm going to the club, I'm meeting people, turning people down, collecting numbers, but throwing them in the air. And then around the 18th, it could be like, someone takes you by surprise. You may just feel like, you know what, this person can be the one. I can maybe let go of my freedom and actually be with them, but I don't know. That's the tug of war of the opposition. So this happens around the 18th, so watch out for that. All right, I had to get out of that daredevil stance that I was in that tree. It was a little uncomfortable. But anyway, Aries, so the energy of Mars, your ruler, your ruling planet, that big fireball that likes to just whiz around everywhere and gives you your drive and your energy. Mars still continues to be in fellow fire sign of Sagittarius in your 5th house this whole month up until the 27th. So with Mars in a fire sign, in a fire house for you, it's continued energy and drive towards physical activities, ones that are fun, maybe even doing a lot of physical things with your children, being involved in their activities. It can be you working hard towards a business, like really going out there, really advertising and marketing yourself for your own business, really working hard to build with your business, especially because, speaking of building, Saturn, the planet that rules building and actual structure and discipline, is still hanging out in your 5th house in Sagittarius as well. He'll be there until 2018. But Mars is there this month, working with Saturn. From the beginning of the month, the first week, Mars and Saturn are in a close conjunction with one another, trying to work hard to build. But the thing is, Mars energy, I mean, you guys are very well acquainted with it because it's your ruler. It's kind of impulsive. It doesn't really like to just sit there and think and plan and do stuff like that. It likes to just get out there and just do, like, take action, right? So Saturn is the opposite of that. It's like, hey, Aries, we have to sit here and plan stuff. We got to go through things step by step. We have to build a blueprint, have a list, and then go through things slowly but surely to build stuff. And Mars and Aries energy gets frustrated with that Saturn energy like that. So when it comes to things like romantic fun or creative fun or, you know, your own business or even like sporty activities, physical activities and games and things like that, there's a conflicting energy there. However, it doesn't really have to be conflicting. Mars can be your drive and action and energy towards working really, really hard. You know, it doesn't make it as fun, but you can still get a lot of things accomplished with Mars and Saturn together. However, the first week or so of September, I will let you know that this Mars and Saturn conjunction will be squaring, which is a challenging energy, Neptune in Pisces, which is in your 12th house. The 12th house is it's an energy that's very draining. It's like all about rest and relaxation. And whatever energy comes in contact with the 12th house and Neptune in Pisces, it can be drained, like physically drained of energy, like not having so much drive, being kind of confused, you know, into which direction it should go, and maybe being lost, maybe even being kind of lazy sometimes and sleepy. So this is going to be like a conflicting thing when it comes to your physical vitality and your energy, and especially your drive towards success and getting things accomplished. This square with Neptune can kind of be like you're trying to work so hard, but then like part of your body's underwater and it's like, oh, I can see my goal right there. Like I'm running really fast, but my legs are underwater. So I'm not really going too far right now. So the first week, try not to go too hard for the gusto with things. With fifth house matters, because of the square to Neptune, it can be a lot more challenging. But once that square starts easing up, then you can start rolling and getting more on the ball with your active activities or your creative activities or with your business, Aries. All right, so now we're going to talk about the new moon and the full moon. The new moon brings a brand new beginning. Sometimes it has to clear away something that's currently going on, out with the old, in with the new type of energy. The new moon is when the sun and the moon come together in the same sign, in the same degree, and they give birth to a brand new something in your life. And this is going to be on September 1st in the sign of Virgo. For my Aries people, this is your 6th house of work and health. So a brand new beginning with either work or health. You can have a new job opportunity come up, or finally fall through if that's something that you've been looking for. And this new moon is in conjunction with the North Node. The North Node is not a planet, it's not even a physical body, it's more like a point that's calculated, and it is associated with acceleration in life. Since it's the North Node, it's like the direction of moving on up in life, so to speak. So that's the North Node. And if this moon is bringing with it the North Node, it's accelerating the power of the new moon. So this is very powerful in regards to work for you. So it can bring new work opportunity, new job, maybe a new beginning as far as health. Maybe you can find a solution to a health issue that has been bothering you, Aries, or maybe just find a brand new way of bettering your health all around in general. This new moon is opposite Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces. It's in your 12th house of spiritual and emotional well-being. So there's an opposition here. I would say with whatever the brand new beginning is for you, be careful of deception. Be careful of not seeing things clearly. Be careful of, because the North Node is involved, be careful of over-exaggerating or getting overly excited about things and not really looking at all the details, especially because Mercury is retrograde during this time, at the same time. Not looking at all the details. And maybe, you know, an opportunity comes along and you think it's the one, and you're not seeing everything like clearly. You're not seeing everything that you should be seeing. So be very, very careful and mindful of that with this new opportunity, whatever it is for you in regards to work or health. But this is what the new moon brings for Aries in particular on the 1st of September. So on the 16th of September, we have a full moon in the sign of Pisces at 24 degrees Pisces. This isn't just a regular old full moon though. This is an eclipse. And eclipses are much more powerful than regular full moons or new moons, because the effects last up to 6 months, it's said. Longer, usually a full moon from 1 month to the next, that's usually, the effects of it. But this is for up to 6 months. So it doesn't mean that something is all of a sudden, bam, going to happen right now, although it can. But it can be within the next 6 months. This eclipse triggers something in that area of life to happen for you. For my Aries people, this is in your 12th house of spiritual and emotional well-being. It also has to do with mental well-being, the 12th house. This is going to be in a conjunction with Chiron, which is an asteroid just nicknamed the Wounded Healer. This is an area of life where you can be kind of wounded or hurt, but you have an opportunity to heal yourself and in return help others to heal as well. And for you guys, Mars is going to be in your 9th house, which has to do with your higher goals and your education and travel, long distance travel. So with this full moon, and the 12th house can also deal with long distance traveling too, like to really far away places, okay? The 9th house can be traveling to other countries, but it can also mean traveling far distances within your own country. And the 12th house is like really completely away from home, like totally somewhere different and foreign to you. This eclipse can bring a new travel opportunity to a very long distance place, particularly, it could possibly be somewhere around water. It's centered around healing. It's centered around, you may have some goals that you want to achieve and go after, but with the eclipse, there's some healing that you still have to do, especially because it's in conjunction with Chiron. Full moons in general are about release, and so are eclipses. So with this being an eclipse that's centered around healing and release, and it's in the house of spiritual and emotional well-being and karma, releasing karmic ties. This is super powerful and emotional for my Aries people. So within the next 6 months, something can happen to where you really have to learn to let go of something that's not, good for you in your life, doesn't help you to serve your purpose, that doesn't help you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or even health-wise. Because this is an opposition between the sun, which is in your 6th house of physical health, and the moon in the 12th house of mental and emotional and spiritual health. So it's an opposition there. So yes, something will develop and come about that really helps you to release and to grow and be a better person and a healthier person all the way around, Aries. All right, so last but not least, I'm going to pull some angel cards for you guys. This month I'm going to do 3 cards. I'm going to do one for the new moon, which happens on September 1st, one for the eclipse, which is on September 16th. The very last one is going to be your overall message for the month of September for Aries. So I'm going to shuffle and pull your cards, and I'll be right back. All right, Aries, so these are your cards for the new moon on September 1st in the sign of Virgo in your 6th house. There's actually 2 cards that wanted to show up for you, and they're both fire cards, which is awesome because fire is all about action, ambition, drive, and really going after your goals, fearlessness, and really being a leader and taking charge. So the first card is the 7 of Fire. If you look at the girl, she's on a dragon. The dragon, I think, represents a platform of some sort. That could be anything that supports you, whether it be like your job or whether it be a platform that you are on social media, if that's the type of work you do, since this new moon has to do with work. Now, if you look at the girl on the dragon, and if you look at her facial expression, it's of confidence. And fire energy is all about confidence. And she's holding a wand, and at the end of the wand is a jewel that has it's a green stone, okay, or a green jewel. And green is the color of the heart chakra. And doing things from the heart is also about like being courageous and not really caring about what other people think, what other people say. You just go after your goals and your desires as your heart tells you to do. And see the dragon's eye, I just noticed, is green, the same glowing green as well. So the dragon supports you and is on your side. So this dragon can also represent a partnership in work, or maybe it's like a boss figure or somebody really, really helping to stand up for you and defend you against other people, which I think these other wands represent is other people. They may challenge you and come after you, but you're protected because you're doing things from your heart, and you've also got support here, which is the dragon. So this can mean something in the workplace. The sixth house also deals sometimes with like enemies and nemesis, nemesises. Just people that don't exactly agree with you. The sixth house rules like arguments as well. So there can be some arguments that come up this month, but as the card says, defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. Okay, so really stand up for yourself, but make sure you do it with a smile. Make sure you're still diplomatic. Don't go charging at people. I know Mars is in your 5th house and a fire sign this month, giving you an extra boost of Aries, like fiery, nature, to where you guys can kind of just charge at people sometimes and head first at things. But do it with a smile. Just be confident in what you have to say and what you have to do and what you believe, and be calm and cool, but still stand your ground, and you can be the successor in any battles that come up in those regards. So also we've got the 9 of fire here. And here's another very courageous looking woman and a dragon. And the card says, don't give up, protect that which you have created, have courage and believe in yourself. Now look at her face. She is really, really standing her ground. She's like, nope, she is so protective. Look at the color of that jewel in her wand. It's the color of the solar plexus. It's either the solar plexus or the sacral chakra. It's like an orange, it could be an orangish or a yellow color. Okay, but those are colors of courageousness and creativity. And if you see, here's a dragon next to her as well, with a wand the same color of jewel that she has. So this is also someone by your side. Now there are some other wands down here that are wrapped up in the dragon's tail, I believe, or part of the dragon. So it's like it's got ammunition that's ready, but it's just in case you need backup. It's got it, okay? Actually, it's got 2 wands, the same color jewel, okay? So you've got people on your side, all right? If you've got enemies that come at you, if you have arguments that come up, you still have people on your side to back you up, okay? And if this is work or health related, which the 6th house deals with, once again, even though the look on her face is a little more stern and like, oh no, hell no, you are not getting away with crossing me, buddy. Remember this other card, is about being confident and going with the heart. This one is protecting your creativity. So make sure that you maintain a balance between the two. And like I said, don't go charging at people, Aries. Don't go headbutting them with your horns. But still, believe in yourself. Stand your ground when it comes to your work or your health. If those doctors, if it's health that you're dealing with, if those doctors try to tell you something and you feel in your heart that what they're telling you is not right, your intuition tells you something else, like, go get a second opinion. Okay, don't let them boss you around. Don't let you push you away. Don't let them push you away, Get a second opinion. Find another solution to your health issue if it's health that you're dealing with. If it's working out and things like that, make sure that you stand firmly in sticking with your health routine, your working out routine. So you have all this fiery energy on your side with this new moon. Remember, it's in conjunction with the North Node, which accelerates, but be very, very careful not to overdo it. So for the full moon eclipse, we have a very, very appropriate card that goes along with the astrology perfectly. This is the 2 of water card, okay? And since this full moon eclipse is in a water sign of Pisces, and for you Aries people, it's in a water house, which is the 12th house. Water cards are all about emotions. These 2 people are deep under the water, under the surface of the water. And if you look at the looks on their faces, they have these serious looks on their faces. And to me, it looks like these 2 people are really trying to come together to resolve an issue, but it's like under the surface. So it can be something that you are working out with another person emotionally and working on with them that no one else really knows about. It can be kind of hidden or private. So I would say if you have emotional problems that come up this month, work it out with a counselor. If it's with your significant other within a relationship, work it out with them. but keep it private to yourself. Don't go announcing this stuff to the world. Make it between you and that person. But you will definitely need the support and assistance of someone else with emotional issues, mental issues. The message on the card itself says a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, positive resolution of a conflict. Now, remember, this full moon is the sun and moon in opposite signs. The sun is in the opposite sign, in the opposite house of Virgo, which is all about resolving problems, problem solving, in the 6th house, which is a house that can be dealing with problems and conflicts, okay? And then the eclipse is all about release. And forgiveness can be a part of this, especially with Chiron in this conjunction of the eclipse. It's all about letting go and releasing and forgiving. So you may have someone that you have to forgive, Aries, in order for you to move on with yourself, with your life, with being emotionally free, without this burden of like some heavy karma, emotional karma still on your mind. Okay, so that's what this card is telling you, that you need to work it out. If it's some old karma you got to work out from an old relationship, do that with this eclipse. Release all those old burdens, those emotional ties with people. If they are no longer good for you, release them, but forgive them. Let them go, but forgive. Now, with this having to do with two people in a relationship, and it says a relationship that continues to grow closer, you do have a lot of relationship energy happening for you this month, Aries, because of all the Libra energy in your opposite sign. You've got Venus, you've got Jupiter, you've got Venus going into your 8th house in the sign of Scorpio, which is really deepening of a relationship and a bond, as I mentioned with the astrology part of this reading. So this card definitely validates that for you. You may need to release with the eclipse an old relationship karma from the past in order to continue to grow closer to a brand new relationship this month. So your last card, which is overall for the month of September, Aries, you have the 3 of water. And on the card, the message says a celebration, haha, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement, the need to have more fun. Now, 3 cards, the number 3 in general numerology is all about communication. It's associated with the energy of Gemini. So if you know any Geminis, it's like they're fun, they're flirty, they're very carefree, they just chat it up with people and they have a great time on the surface level. So there's dolphins in this card. Dolphins are very fun animals too. They flip around, they make these cool little noises, and they just have a great time together. Even though this is a water card, which deals with emotion, it's happy emotion, okay? So you've got some heavy-duty emotional stuff happening with the eclipse, but still overall this month, it's calling you to have fun, especially with all that 7th house activity you've got going on, Aries. This is encouraging you to really get out there and hang out with people. You may have something happen that lists on the card, like a wedding that you go to with someone, or you may be going to socialize a little bit more with all the 7th house energy you have this month. People may be inviting you to a lot of different places. So this is a time to chat, to socialize, especially if you're trying to meet someone. This is an excellent month for that. So the 3 of water card definitely validates that. Because it is water, it does tell you it's a little bit more of it's emotion based too, but like I said, it is happy emotions. All right, Aries friends, that was your monthly forecast for September 2016. I really hope it was insightful or helpful for you in any kind of way. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to get monthly forecasts from me every single month. And don't forget to contact me to order a reading if you would like a personalized reading just for you, for me to look at any aspect of life, work, career, romance, or just a general personality analysis of your birth chart. I would love to do so. So hit me up. The info is down below in the description box. All right? Take care, you guys. I'll see you guys next month in October. Peace.